minutes to the gentleman from California, the ranking member of the Subcommittee on Workforce Protections, Mr. Takano.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the ranking member for yielding and for his continued leadership on behalf of America's workers. Mr. Speaker, more and more employees today are working for a company whose name is not on the front of their office building. Instead of hiring employees directly, companies are renting employees from staffing agencies. Let me say that again. Companies are renting employees from staffing agencies and then evading responsibility for upholding the rights of those workers even as they profit from their work. For decades, sensible joint employment standards under the Fair Labor Standards Act have ensured that workers can hold employers accountable for violating wage and hour laws. Instead, refining those standards to reflect the complex relationship between workers and employers in today's economy, this legislation sets a dramatically and intentionally narrow standard so that no large corporation can be held accountable if their contractors violate workplace laws. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to insert into the record a letter by the National Employment Law Project and signed by more than 200 organizations opposing H.R. 3441 because it opens the door to widespread wage theft and hurts law-abiding small businesses.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From 2001 to 2013, Walmart was contracting with 3 warehouses in my community, and those warehouses contracted out their staffing to a company that was accused of committing egregious wage and hour law violations. Thanks to the FLSA Joint Employer Standard, 1,700 warehouse workers were able to reach a $22 million settlement to collect the pay that they were owed from their employer. Under this bill, they would likely have gotten nothing. The question we face today is, will millions of workers, like the warehouse workers in my district, lose what little power they have left to fight against wage theft? Will organized workers lose the basic right to bring all responsible parties to the table to collectively bargain for better wages and workplaces? Will shrewd corporations be allowed to claim immunity from the laws that protect employees? And most of all, will the People's House stand with the people or stand with the corporations that continue to rig the economy against the American worker? I strongly urge my colleagues to oppose H.R. 3441, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields.